Hello everyone, in this video, I have collected all the information about Scibidi Scientist. Believe me, this toilet is a very unusual toilet. All this time, it was Scibidi Scientist who improved their warriors, watched over everyone and kept everything under his own control. Over all the plans to destroy the Titans, new technologies, and the creation of new toilets, all this is the work of Scibidi Scientist. In this video, we take Scientist Scibidi from beginning to end. Now let's learn a little more about Scibidi Scientist. We met this character for the first time in the 16th episode. And we found out about him with the help of a spy toilet that the cameraman created to get to the base of the Scibidi toilet, and that was where we first noticed Scibidi Scientist. This was the very first version of Scibidi Scientist, when the toilets were less developed and they had no claws or weapons. We noticed that Scibidi Scientist sings the Scibidi song to tell his subordinates what to do, and they listened to him, and from here we understood that Scibidi Scientist has some kind of power among the toilets. Then this spy toilet is noticed and destroyed, and only after 14 episodes Scibidi Scientist returns but in a different form. As we can see, Scibidi Scientist has improved his body, or rather his toilet. Now it looks much better, more, and he also has a claw. We also notice that Scientist has an ability. This ability is that a parasite can come out of the Scientist's mouth and can infect any agent. As we see, this is the demonstrative appearance of Scientist Scibidi, since the Scibidi toilets caught Big Cameraman and most likely they were supposed to test the parasite on him for the first time. And as we can see, it worked for them. Big Cameraman got infected and attacked another cameraman. After this success, the Scibidi toilets, led by Scientist, decide to infect Speakerman Titan. Agree. This is an ingenious plan, to take control of Titan and thus gain immense power. I am sure that this plan was developed exactly by Scibidi Scientist. In these frames we see that the Scibidi Scientist himself is participating in this operation. He now has improved parasites, because the parasites here are large in size, you can't put them in your mouth. So now they are independent parasites and they were sent from the roof directly to the head of Speakerman Titan. They specially sent 2 parasites so that the plan would definitely work. One parasite was destroyed and the second one was still doing its job, and as we can see, this plan was a success. From that moment on, Speakerman Titan was under the control of Scibidi Scientist. After these events Scibidi Scientist disappears and appears only after 28 episodes, namely in the 60th episode. In fact, this episode is very interesting because here we notice a new race of Scibidi toilets, namely Astro toilets. Scientist not only appears but saves his old friend G-Man, who was reporting to the Astro toilets. Here there is a small discovery of the character Astro toilets in rank higher than G-Man but not higher than Scibidi Scientist. They obeyed, listened to Scibidi Scientist and left G-Man alone. It seems to me that the Astro toilets are on a par with Scibidi Scientist. And in this series, we first saw the mega improved Scibidi Scientist. As we see, he got speakers. And this happened after the battle with TV Man Titan. As we remember, in that battle TV Man Titan was defeated and left his technology behind. Well, Scibidi Scientist took advantage of this. And not only that, now Scientist can teleport. I don't know how he did it. But he still figured out the teleportation ability of TV Man Titan. But the question is, why didn't he transfer this technology to the rest of the toilets? Imagine the trouble Scibidi toilets would cause cameramen if they teleported. We also notice that the Scientist has a laser in his left eye, and instead of 1 claw, he now has 6. Well, at the end of this episode, the Scientist noticed the cameramen watching him and destroyed them all. The next time Scibidi Scientist appears is in episode 62. But here Defuck just wanted to show that a Scientist can also participate in the battle. Well, the next episode where Scibidi Scientist appears is the 65th episode. In this episode there is a big meeting of toilets where they should meet Cameraman Titan and Speakerman Titan, and theoretically there should be a super mega battle. Well, the toilets retreat sharply, leaving G-Man alone with the Titans. If you watched the analysis of this episode, you know why Scibidi Scientist did what he did. I don't know. Here G-Man acts like an actor without an Oscar, or he was really betrayed by his friends, after which G-Man fights with the Titans and is finally defeated. Further, if you look closely, you can see Scientist Scibidi in the legendary 66th episode, where he again has a small cameo and he still participates in battles. Well, in the end, we see scientist Scibidi in the 67th episode, where he fights two titans alone, and he does it very well. Then G-Man joins him, after they hypnotize Cameraman Titan and provoke a fight between the titans. Then TV-Man Titan appears, causing G-Man to leave the battlefield, leaving Scientist alone with TV-Man Titan. TV-Man Titan completely destroys the scientist Scibidi. And as it turns out at the end, there was an original scientist inside Big Scientist. From here we can conclude that in the 60th episode Scientist was fake because there was an original scientist Scibidi inside him. All the time he was controlling this great scientist from within. The last time we saw scientist Scibidi was in the extended version of the 69 episode. There we clearly saw that scientist entered the Scibidi base and ordered the Scibidi toilets to guard him, and he locked himself in the bunker. We saw all this through Red Cameraman's tablet. I won't be able to tell the whole story of scientist Scibidi from beginning to end. Well, because I don't know what will happen to him next, but I'm 99% sure that in the future scientist Scibidi will be destroyed. If that happens, we will always remember scientist Scibidi. After all, he is the smartest Scibidi toilet in the universe. Well, I think we learned a lot about scientist Scibidi in this video. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell so you don't miss other new videos. Also, if you have any theory or just want to chat, write the comments. And we'll meet up with you sometime in other videos. Bye everyone.